about set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night prime time. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Carry for Najee Harris. And he's got some space here. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercise before this one, and they're paying off.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And he stopped immediately there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. The Chargers sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Second and 10. Now it's Herbert. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissler. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 41-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 41. Now a first down carry for Harris. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
No doubt about it. Really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's Herbert. It's taken in by Quentin Johnston. Touchdown, LA! Quentin Johnston, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Vikings nothing.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here's McCarthy. His throw is going to be incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now McCarthy. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now 14-0. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you want to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
Well, it certainly is, because you get right back out there, you don't have time to dwell on things, and look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
From the 38 now, here's second down and 7. Throwing is McCarthy. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession as they got it at the 42-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll start the drive with Harris. Shoves him aside. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 65 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
Goes without saying the defense is going to have to adjust to it.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
Here's Herbert. Over the middle, complete. It's Johnstone. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8. A solid pickup at 13 sets them up first and goal.
Chargers, first down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, second and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes over there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Herbert going to give to Hampton. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Herbert now. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
A 24-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And that'll make this 17-0 here in the opening quarter. They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
First down 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves.
I like that. He was mistaking me for a doctor. But thank you, Dr. Durant. This 2nd and 4. McCarthy off the play fake. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming up for the last game you play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll leave it with a second and just a few inches left. Out of the pistol to give to Jones. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line.
17-0 our score after 1. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. To the air with McCarthy. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. Looking to throw McCarthy. And it's incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now a 2nd and 10. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And he's going to go down here and sack. They push him back to the 34. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Will Riker on for the field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good. And the deficit will stay at 3 scores. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They're all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Second down and 8. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 82 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Justin Herbert looking to pass. That's swung out wide to Harris. And down inside the 15 it goes. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Capital. Hey, ram. Go.
Herbert. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Tyler Conklin from 13 yards out. And the Chargers continue to pull away here this first half. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's when they
fighting through. He's got space. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
First down, Minnesota.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
At the 40-yard line.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. McCarthy operating from the gun. Open man, that's Fulton. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
First down, Vikings.
Throwing again, McCarthy. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to lead the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Now a 2nd and 2. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. To the air again, McCarthy. And he's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
He was taken
a loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Back to throw. McCarthy. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. J.J. McCarthy taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings are on the board here in the final minute of the 1st half. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make it 24-7.
Will Reichert to kick off for the Vikings.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings move it away. Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he's going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
36-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. As they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Hey, ram. 380.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Let's go, let's go. Set. Black 80, black. 12.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. A throw on the money to Rager. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Baylor Tiger. Go. Ready.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Tyler Conklin in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chargers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Dicker now to tack on the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score. Chargers 31. Vikings 7.
4 seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Everybody's got a song called Rockstar, running up the pop charts, hugging they do.
The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Operating from the gun. McCarthy. Complete. Jefferson the target. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? Not like any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. McCarthy going to throw again. This one brought in by Jefferson. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lift at the end of that one.
An 8-yard gain brings up 2nd down at the Chargers' 15-yard line.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
In a game that hasn't gone your way, you got to throw in the end zone at every opportunity and hopefully climb back in as much as possible. He put way too much on that throw, though, and that shot ends up with nothing.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Sticking with the pass, here's McCarthy. And that is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Going for it. Here's McCarthy. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Here's McCarthy. Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. And he takes a pretty good lift there as he'll wind up getting about 3. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
Well, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I think he had to move that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now McCarthy. Touchdown! T.J. Hockenson from 6 yards away. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
2nd and 9.
Count.
Now it's Herbert. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw here, Herbert. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Johnston with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. The extra point try now from Dicker. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin at the 35-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing is McCarthy. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Give him credit there. Nice job on the drag route. Bring the receiver across the field and he can catch it in stride and turn it up. He's able to do just that, although he's just a little bit short of the first down.
They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2 yards on the play. And the Vikings first down.
Moore, the motion man right. Looking to throw McCarthy. He's got Mason complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. In motion goes the tight end. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. He gets it to Addison. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot defensively. How do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. To the air with McCarthy. There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings.
Touchdown, Minnesota.
A great play there, with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
The Vikings will line up for the 2-point conversion.
McCarthy going to look to throw for it. Dancing to his left. And he'll get in for the score. And that's going to cut the lead down to 13.
Vikings 23. Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And in a good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. 124 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Let's go, let's go. 380.
They'll work inside here, Hampton. And nothing much materializing there in the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Here's Herbert. Open man here is Conklin. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Home the troops right.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Harris running straight ahead. They can't tackle him. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Najee Harris hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are closing in on a 6-2 start as they extend this fourth quarter advantage. Dicker down to tack on the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Makes the score. Chargers 45. Vikings 23.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback. And they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was fighting a partner. They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Back to throw now on first down. This is caught by Addison. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
Gain of 19 yards. First down, Minnesota.
McCarthy operating from the gun. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give a Scotia credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Charger drive about to get going. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
First play of the drive, lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Herbert now. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
Go. Ready.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the return will stop right around the 25. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
Well, still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Looking to throw. McCarthy being chased out left. And they're going to get him. They bring him down a sack back at the 16-yard line. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. From the shotgun, McCarthy. That's to the left side where he's got Naylor. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, you have to be aware defensively that you've got 2 goals because obviously you're trying to prevent the touchdown, but you're also trying to keep it from getting a 1st down as well. That time they weren't up to the task, and it's 1st and goal.
Now Jones. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. On play action, McCarthy. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. 3rd and goal, McCarthy. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson.
Touchdown, Minnesota.
A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2.
The Vikings will line up.
They'll look to throw. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
Vikings 29.
Really with I should probably sign a head boy because I got all the heads. What?
To kick off for the
Why that
Vikings.
drink you got a chip? I be on my
Minnesota's
little
kick
drip.
team ready, and the Vikings move it away. Out of his end zone, here comes Jalen Reagor. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. The Charger drive about to get going. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 167 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
Set. Kappa, Kappa, Kappa.
They hand this off to Harris. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the second half. And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on third.
Set. Crowd right. Kappa, Kappa, Kappa. Delta, stop. Set.
They'll run again. And he will have a Charger first down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Los Angeles, they run their mark to 6-2 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Take that pain, pass it down like bottles on the wall. Mama said her dad's to blame, but that's his daddy's fault. Oh, there's no one left to call. You stay up counting down the days till you make your escape, but you're afraid you cannot run what's running through your